Hey friends, this is Grace and welcome to my channel and welcome to a new layout for my creative exercise series that I'm doing this year in my YouTube channel. This is based off of a book that I read last year called Daily Creative by Todd Henry, and basically every day there's a creative prompt, and so I'm picking two every month to translate into how I would create a scrapbook layout. So for this month, I am picking the June 4th prompt, which is titled Outside. And here's a little bit of what I have highlighted for this particular page. It says, it's easy to slip into the rut of only seeking inspiration from tried and true trusted wells. It is smart to stay abreast of trends. However, you're also likely to slip into comparison mode rather easily when you're only looking at others who do what you do, and you risk the danger of copying someone else's ideas and mistaking it for your own. Identify a handful of resources outside your field to peruse for inspiration. So for this particular one, I decided to jump into the art world, and this is something that's been very popular lately, where you put dots of paint and then you scrape it, and then it creates this really beautiful color effect that you can use for a lot of things. There's a lot of art that has been done with this particular method. Some people use the squeegee. I just decided to use an old gift card, and I decided to use my Nouveau drops. Now, I was debating if I wanted to use acrylic paint for it, but I also wanted to see how the Nouveau would look like being, scraped onto the paper, because I know that Nouveau drops has some form of like metallic or shine type element into the paint, and so I kind of wanted to see that, and I really like the effect of it. But I did notice though that my lighter colored ones weren't really showing very much, because I had this thought that I would be doing a rainbow. But as you can see in my previous part that I showed you, that the creams weren't really showing, even the pinks. So I had to do my darker ones twice in order for me to get the effect that I had wanted. So if you have darker colored Nouveau drops, that would be better. Try to shy away, or try to steer away rather, from the lighter shades, because when you scrape it, it's really not going to show. Although if that is what you're intending it for it to do, for it just a subtle effect, then you can do that as well. So that was one of the things that I had thought of. I had a list of outside inspirations that I wanted to pull from. Of course, there's the fashion. So I was thinking of something anthropology. Like if you've ever been to an anthropology store, you know that it's like inspiration heaven over there, especially with their window design that they do, of course, plus the items that they sell. But I really like anthropology. I even thought of maybe like looking at inspiration as far as from, say, the more mechanical engineering part. But at the end, I settled with art and outside painting art kind of thing. Now, that is, I think I don't want to say it's a cop-out, but it's a very easy one. And so if I had more time, I would definitely look way more outside. But I like the idea of the prompt saying that have that kind of in your back pocket, just so that you're not always getting inspiration from your industry or from your field, which makes total sense. So that's what I did today. So this layout is a water pool layout, and these are just pictures of the pool that we swam at the resort that we were staying at in Florida. We went to Orlando in 2021, and we actually spent a lot of time with Mitchell's cousin, or my husband's cousin, and his family. And so they were the ones that we were staying with at the resort. And this was just some fun pictures that I took with my phone by the pool. We went to the pool a couple of times, one with our family, and then the other one where my youngest was deciding to go in the pool. We didn't go in the pool with him that last time. I don't know, we were kind of watered out, I guess, because during this trip we did go to the beach a couple of times as well. And so this last one, I just decided, no, he can go on his own and I can just watch from afar. And so that's why a lot of the pictures of the water was from a distance. And I also decided to cut those into circles just to kind of give it a little bit of a difference from all of the squares. Now, I am using a particular summer paper pack from Simple Stories. I can't remember which one it is, but it has a lot of like the pool and the water type of images. And at first I thought that I would use a lot of them just to emphasize the theme. But so you can see most of the designs that have the pool, the bathing suit, the pool floaties and things like that, they were too big of a design that I needed to like cut them in big chunks in order for me to add them to the layout. And I really wanted that scraped paint to shine to be the main design of the layout. So I'm keeping it really simple. Another thing that I decided initially, I had thought about having that white paper as the base, but going back to my comfort zone, I found that I needed something to ground it. And so I found a paper that has a lot of design, but because I am only going to need a sliver of them, that's going to be the actual backed paper. And then I am going to cut that white paper about a 1/4 inch smaller, about 1/2 inch smaller than the base, so it's 11.5. And then I will add these 2 strips, one on the top and one on the bottom. Initially I was thinking that maybe I should put that where the scraped paint starts from as a border, but I liked the way that it looks with that kind of scallop kind of looking effect, and then it just kind of gradually fades down below. So I really like that one, and I'm gonna go with that. But I will use like the top of it as an anchor of where I'm gonna put my photos. So I did keep 2 3x4 photos on my layout, and that's going to be the bigger photos on this page. And then I'm using the circles as a visual triangle. I also used the pattern paper as a mat for all of my photos, which I think it's a good way to use that paper if you wanted a little bit of design on a page but don't really want it to overpower the rest of your layout. I typed up my journaling, and then initially I thought, well, maybe I will type that up on white paper, but there's a lot of white already on my background, so I was looking for some paper, some cardstock that has a blue tint to it so that it will match the water colors in the photos. And then I went with this really pale blue. There was another one that looked very similar to the blue bathing suit that I have, but I just felt that was a little too dark blue for my liking. And then I found this word happy. I usually pre-cut my script titles with my Silhouette Cameo. I find that that's cost effective for me rather than buying a lot of thickers, and I don't really do that often. Like I would maybe do like a big batch of just kind of generic words, and I will cut that. And I think this one was cut maybe, I want to say 2 years ago. So that's how often I cut it. But I use black and white. I have done gold as well, but I noticed that I would gravitate to the black and white, actually even to the black much more than the rest of the colors. And then I have these thickers, foam thickers that are tiny, and I decided to use different shades of blue to spell times. So my title will be Happy Times, and then I will add some stickers here and there, and that would complete the layout. Now, if you like these videos, please consider giving it a thumbs up and subscribing. If you are new to my channel or new to this series, make sure that you check out the creative exercise playlist, because the rest of the videos are there. I have been making this since the beginning of the year, and so as you can see in the title, we are on video number 11. So there are 10 other videos from this particular series that if you haven't watched it, make sure that you check that out. And then I'm just having a lot of fun just adding bits and pieces of stickers here that really complement or work well with the theme of my layout. And this is one of the things that I love about Simple Stories collections, is that they have word stickers, and then they have design or image stickers that would go well with the photos or your theme, and also with the paper. So again, thank you so much for watching. Oh, one last thing that I am going to do, I had made these homemade enamel dots with perler beads many years ago, and I just unearthed them. They were hiding somewhere in my craft space, and so I found them and I put them near my table so I'll remember to use them. And so now I'm using a few of them, and I'm just going to sprinkle them here and there on my layout, and then that will do it. I will have close-up shots at the end of this video. If you have any questions, make sure you to leave that in the comment section below, and I will catch you guys in the next video. Thanks a bunch. Bye.